All right, everybody. Um, so we're just kind of doing this sort of it's just an overview of everything that's kind of happened in the last couple of days. I've got this new iMac. It's not a new one, but it might as well be. It's as new for me as can be. It's $100, and it's really good, but it's got some problems. Like I'm going to have to get a new hard drive for it. I'm going to have to get a SSD put in it because just the one inside of it's not cutting it. It's a mechanical hard drive, and it's struggling. It's doing the best it can. I'm actually able to run Logic and 2 tracks at a time. This interface, I had so much problems with it last night. It's nearly impossible trying to get it to work. But the weird thing is, last night, um, something must have happened. The computer turned itself on, and whenever I came in here, um, it was working. Like the computer registered that the CI2 was hooked into it, and it was working. So that's good. I'm pleased about that. The only issue is I'm still getting a few clicks and pops and things. I know why that is. I know why that is because of the mechanical hard drive. I'm going to have to put a proper SSD in here, even if it's only like a 500 gigabyte. I probably don't need a terabyte's worth. I probably will end up putting a terabyte in here. So that's one thing that needs doing. The other thing that needs doing is I've discovered that the piano is a micro step down in tuning. It's and everything else is just a little bit up. So that's a problem. That's a problem I'm going to have to fix pretty soon. I need to retune the piano to 440 hertz, and that's going to be a pain in the ass because I just got it tuned. I just got this thing tuned, which I thought was for 40, but it's like 400. So it's a little bit lower than I anticipated that it would be. So that's one thing. So yeah, the computers. Thankfully it's taking the audio interface. Now the thing about this thing is, uh, if I want to record piano, I'm going to be having a bit of an issue because it's only got 2 inputs, and the fact that it's only got 2 inputs, if I want to plug in some condenser microphones, which I do, I would like to do that. Um, I'm just going to have to find another way, unfortunately. So I might also have a look and see if there's any more audio interfaces out there that they're making nowadays that are any good. There might not be. Um, it might just simply be that I'm going to have to chuck out a little bit more money for something a little bit more robust. I don't know. It's hard to know. But I do know this one thing, and that is we're off to a pretty good start with all this stuff and getting things up and running. And we're slowly consolidating and getting everything back into the actual studio room. There's still some space behind me to put some things. Like, for instance, I could bring the amp back in here, and that would be fine. I could bring back in a whole bunch of other stuff that probably should be in here, and start turning that box over there into my permanent house, which is what I should be doing anyway. That would be the most responsible thing to do. But yeah, it's the other things are, and these are costs that I've been trying to avoid for a long time, I've been trying to avoid purchasing these small things that I need. I've been needing a volume pedal. I need a foot switch to control the Leslie, and they've got to have reasonably long cables because how I've got it is the computer's sitting here. The organ is over there, and so it's kind of like having to work in between these two. Now, one other solution could possibly be that I don't worry about this computer being anything other than what it is right now. I mean, I could invest more in it. I could invest $100 and get an SD for this computer, $150 to get an SSD for this computer. The issue with that is I'm still going to have the problem of not being able to reach from the organ to here. So that's kind of going to be the issue. So what I could invariably do is I could try and see if I could find if someone's got a very old and crappy iMac or like a MacBook Pro, like a very old one. I wouldn't need anything new. It just has to be able to run High Sierra is all, and just hook that up over there. Which is probably, in hindsight, what I should have done in the first place. So that's a bit of a thing, and it's just going to be the sort of thing where I'm going to have to make up my mind. Like I can afford next week to get an SSD, which is going to basically fix this issue of having the latency. It's not that it's the too much latency. It's the clicks and pops. It's in the sound. You know, in this interface here, it's still going. I brought this over from the States. I've had this interface for probably nearly 20 years, and it's never missed a beat. It's missing a knob, but you know, it's still great. And it got itself to working last night, and I have no idea why. It's just, you know, the computer was on. So I'm thinking maybe aliens came down and fixed the damn thing or whatever. I have no idea. But, you know, I'm grateful for that. But I'm still going to have to get the rest of this shit sorted. I need a switch. I need a decent volume pedal for the Hammond. And these cables are going to have to be pretty long because I have I've got a MIDI keyboard here that I'm going to have to get the foot switch to be able to go over here, but the organ's way over there. And yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'm glad that I've got everything finally in here instead of in the other box. But today is going to kind of be about, I'm debating on whether I should retune the piano. I learned that that's nearly half a step down in 440 tuning. So everything else is just a little, it's annoying. It's like, you know, everything else is proper tuning, and this is just ever so slightly down, but I've tuned every single key that way. So I'm going to have to get in there and just retune everything again, which is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't want to have to. It's going from every single key going up. You know, it wouldn't be as bad if it was going down, but going up is a problem, and I don't want to have to, you know, shift the pitch on anything later on. I just want things to be correct from the beginning, so there's no artifacts or anything like that, and it's going to be fine. But just having a look down here, this is sort of the this is the setup at the moment. I've got the Roland RS50 just sitting on top of the piano with everything else, and I'm just in the middle of actually retuning now, so it's just going to be a work in progress and a pain in the ass. But yeah, the iMac sorted itself out last night, and I have no idea how. It must have just went into a strange interdimensional conscience and just said, okay, we're just going to give him a break. he's got us this far, so we're going to give him a break. So yeah, that's sort of what's happening today, and I'm going to try and make these live streams a bit shorter as well, because I realize that what I'm doing is I'm not getting a whole lot done. I'm getting some things done, but it's just I'm not focusing where I should be. So it's just like those things are going to have to settle down for a while, and I need to actually get in and make some things happen. So yeah, the interface is good. I am going to have to get something that's going to have a few more inputs, at least 4 inputs. You know, back in the day, I used a Inspire 1394 Firewire box, and it worked really good. You know, me and my best friend, we recorded on that, and we actually had 2 of them at one stage. I think we had 3, and we made some really good recordings, really good demos as well. And you know, I just, it's either that or we're going to have to shift gears, and I'm going to have to maybe just get like a multi-track hard disk device that is not a computer. But the only problem with that is you're not going to find a Leslie effect like on an iMac with one of those. So you know, computers are better in that way. But that's what we're up to. So I'm gonna probably go in just a little bit and see if I can just get this piano tuned. I've got a tuner on my phone that works really well. So it'll be just doing a bit of that today and trying to stay out of the heat. It's probably 35 degrees today. It feels like 40 degrees out there. So it's pretty, it is pretty diabolically bad in the heat. So I'm just going to try and stay indoors. And wow, yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate you being here. And I'm just gonna try and I'm really gonna try to make these things a bit shorter. You know, there's no reason for me to be streaming for, I think, 5 hours at a time. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone tuning in. And yeah, I mean, I probably will do some 5-hour long live streams because I can't help myself. Sometimes I just get into it and that's it. But all right, well, everyone, you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much. All right, have a good one.